Welcome back to the Tasting Table Test Kitchen. I'm Scott Hawker.
And I'm Jeff Bartikovics, and we are talking about that staple of the holiday cocktail party, the cheese tray. It's something that everybody does and very few people do well, so we've got a few tips for you.
The thing about making a holiday cheese board that's not sad is to start with variety. So the selection of cheeses, you want textures from soft all the way to hard, and also pungencies from milder cheeses to something really strong like a blue cheese from France, in this case Forme d'Ambert.
Now Scott, that sounds very easy, but as somebody who doesn't know exactly what cheeses meet each of those criteria, what the heck would you do?
You don't need to know names, you don't even know that much about them. If you walk into your favorite place to buy cheeses and you say, hey, I'm making a cheese board for the holidays and I want variety, they can guide you and give you the cheeses you need.
A few favorites of yours here?
Absolutely. This Forme d'Ambert, as I mentioned, is a really strong blue cheese from France. It has intensity in all the good ways. I'm also a big fan of this Hallerhocker. It's a Swiss cheese. It's kind of like Gruyere. It's no good having great cheeses if you don't know how to serve them. The best cheeses you want to present at room temperature, so if you buy them a few hours before your party, just leave them out. Otherwise, take them out of the fridge. If you put them in there, at least 20 minutes before you serve them, so they're nice and have all their aromas.
Got it. I've got actually a little trick of my own that I use, since I can't usually remember for very long which cheeses are which. As I unpack them, I'll go ahead and I'll leave the label from the packaging on the cheese until right before the party. Or if you want to be a little bit classier about it, you can even make little cheese flags that explain what the cheese is so that your guests know what they're eating as they go there. So for example, when we're serving a soft cheese like this, we've simply cut off the top and we're going to use a small spoon like this so that you can serve out the cheese as is. You can also buy these beautiful little cheese knives, or if you don't have such a thing and you're in a pinch, grab a butter knife. It may help with a more complicated cheese to actually slice the first few pieces in order to show your guests how they should serve themselves going forward from there. Now, when it comes to actually merchandising the cheese, you want to present it in a really beautiful way. Don't just line them up on some sad white kitchen plate that you have lying around. Go ahead and use a cheese board, or if you have a nice wooden cutting board at home, clean that sucker off, lay out your cheeses in a nice asymmetrical pattern, and they're going to look even better than they are no matter how much you spent.
And what do you serve with the cheese?
I'm glad that you asked. I would use the same principles that you used in terms of choosing your cheese for all of the other breads and dried fruits and nuts that are going to accompany those. So whereas I've chosen some very strong cheeses, I might want to have some hard crackers that are a little bit more mild to go with, say, a blue cheese, or something like a fruit and nut bread that would complement a more mild cheese to give it both a combination of texture and a little bit of extra flavor. But the fun doesn't stop there, because of course it's holiday time, so we're entertaining a lot. And once I've spent all of this money on these cheeses, at the end of the party there's going to be something left over. I've got more guests coming tomorrow. Something that I do is re-merchandise the cheese. What I mean is, next day someone's coming over, got a couple friends coming, I take these pieces and I recut them, and then I'll combine pieces of cheese and all of the different types of things that I have along with it here in order to make mini little bites, which I could then serve just as is on a platter. So in this case, maybe fruit and nut bread with a little bit of moldy cheese, as it were. Or I could take, for example, a pear, I could put a nice piece of cheese on there, a harder cheese, for example, maybe garnish it with a little bit of arugula, combine a nut, something like this. So there you have it, Scott. The end to the said cheese platter, everything from how to buy it in terms of textures and a variation of flavors to how to serve it and what to serve it with.